Hi, this is Betty,
And this is DJ.
and today we're going to share a card that I made with this beautiful image, and I watercolored it.
Yeah, and today we are going to be using the Colorado Craft Company Bethlehem's light stamp using Inkon3 Fadeout No Line Detail ink.
Guess
That-
why he gets to say that?
That was a mouthful. That was a mouthful.
I used the Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor cardstock, my Daniel Smith watercolors, and you can use whatever watercolors you have. I used 2 browns, a gray, a dark blue, and a yellow, and I've inset a little square on the top right hand corner of your screen so you can watch what colors I'm using where. And
And the problem is your videos are now better than my videos. You got the picture-in-picture thing. That is unbelievable. That's cool.
Google is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a light wash of a very light diluted color of all the different paints. And that part, I guess, it took about 10 minutes. And I'm just going to cut through different stages of the watercoloring so you don't have to watch it in detail, but just hopefully so you get a gist of how I did it. And I find that I start with a very light diluted paint, and then the next layer I use just a darker version of the paint. And I try and use the colors that are on my palette on multiple spots on the image. So for example, on the little sheep and the blanket, actually, I used gray, but on the sheep I also used the dark brown and the dark blue. And another place that I used multiple colors is on the little feet. I used the reddish brown for the skin tone, but I also used some gray. As I paint, you can see that the fade out ink is sucking up some of the pigment, basically, of the watercolor paint, and it just kind of shifts the fade out ink into whatever color of paint you apply to it. And I found that this image worked really well for this technique with the no line watercoloring. It has just the right amount of details on the lines of the stamp that it shows you, where to put your shadows and gives you ideas of where you can leave your highlights. And so I found it actually really fairly simple to watercolor. And in the end, I thought it turned out really nice. So we're going to just continue watching me add layer upon layer. I think I might have used 4 layers, and it may have taken a total of 50 minutes to watercolor this till I was done. And so I'm just doing the same thing over and over, adding just a little bit darker color of paint in each layer where I think it needs more shading. And I did this card over a few days. And do you know why I was doing cards absolutely every day for the last 3 days?
I know why.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, it's the 30-day color challenge.
Yes, actually now do you know this? He doesn't. He wasn't. This is.
Uh-oh.
He's looking at me. Do you know who it was who organized this?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah. Well, he remembers something, so that's
R in the name.
Yeah, Kathy Rakusin.
Rakusin, there you go.
Good job,
hey,
dear.
There we
She has done. She's done something really neat for the card making community, and I actually don't know how many times a year, but she does a 30-day coloring challenge. If those of you who are watching this video haven't heard of it. And it just encourages us to sit down for just 10 minutes a day even and color or watercolor and just relax. And I know that all you card makers out there are probably just like me. And when you make a card, it just makes you happy and gets you away from thinking about some other things. And so all of November, a bunch of us who are following that 30-day challenge or are making or coloring cards.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're almost done watercoloring here. Well, sometimes as I watercolor, I do put a little bit too much on, and I guess it's pretty forgiving. I just dab some of that ink up. That's what I just saw there as I was looking back at what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
And we're at the final step here. I diluted the dark paint a lot because this paint was very dark and I just wanted a light color, so I just finishing the sky, and that's it. So those of you who stuck with me for this long, we'll just finish off the card. Oh, I guess that isn't it. I keep forgetting. I decided it must have needed a little more depth, so added a little bit darker paints that I took straight from my palette. I hadn't diluted some of it on the plate there. I actually just took it straight out of my palette. And I think there I'm happy. So that's the completed card. I cut down the panel and mounted it on a gray background and then on a cream colored card.
And you put it on a stitched background. Or stitched edging? What is it?
Yeah, stitched background.
I know a stitch. Yeah. I love the stitched.
He does.
Yes, that's my favorite. That really finishes the card off, and so yeah. Thanks for watching. You know what? We really appreciate you guys hanging out. You know, it would really help the channel if you guys could hit the like button, subscribe to us if you want to hear more of us. Check out the links in the description to the things that we used here today. And here comes the subscribe button and some more videos here showing up here on the screen that you can click and you can watch more of us.
I hope you can go make a card and have some fun today.
Have some fun. Isn't that my line?
I stole it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.